You have this dream that you might write, but something's holding you back. You never had anyone to give you feedback. Welcome to class with Professor Matt. I want to start with an important reminder that this scene, like all the scenes we're going to read in this class, is a first draft. The goal of a first draft is to just get it out. Include as much detail as you possibly can. Then you can go back and look at it more analytically later and figure out how to restructure it and make it better. When I look at this block of text, there's a couple images in it that really stand out. The first is this one here, where you're climbing up on your little step stool and stretching your arms as high as they could reach. The next is your mom behind you holding the t-ball bag and the little minuscule bat and the glove and the cleats. I also really like the specificity of this breakfast here, where we got the Mickey Mouse shaped pancakes with chocolate chips, a couple pieces of bacon, and a small glass of cold, refreshing orange juice. And finally, I like this entire closing section here, where we have the sun reflecting off the batting cages, and you take a deep breath and you pull the bat back with full force and you slam it into the ball. So we know it's working. The question is, how do we make this better? The first thing I would say, and this is the absolute most common mistake I see from young writers, is that there's a lot of summary here. When you summarize, you're making something smaller, you're compacting it. When you dramatize, you're building out. You're building a world that the reader can transport into. It may feel a little weird to dramatize at first, a little bit different from the way you usually write, but if you think about it, you're dramatizing all the time. Think about when you're just sitting around at lunch and your friend's telling a story, and she's like, and then I was like, and then he was like, and then she was like. That's dramatization. You can see what I'm talking about right here in these opening lines. This feels like an English class essay to me, and you don't want your scene to feel like that. It's the difference between reading your favorite book and reading the Wikipedia entry about your favorite book. So what if we rearrange the beginning to something like this? Still in my pajamas, I climbed up my little step stool in the bathroom, stretched my arms as high as they could reach, and smiled. Today was the big day. The next image that we really liked was the mom holding the t-ball bag, so let's make that the very next line. Mom was behind me in the doorway, holding my t-ball bag that contained my minuscule bat, glove, and cleats. Great. I've also done two smaller things here that I think will subtly help your scenes get better. The first is I've added some paragraph breaks. Remember what it looked like when we started and it was just a big block of text? That's hard to read. That's uninviting. If you can find some places to break up the text into smaller paragraphs, that's going to create some momentum for you. The other thing I've done that you want to do in the editorial stage is I've removed some repetition. So you see down here in the deleted is directly after smiling. So you have smiling and then directly after smiling. When you have images like that that are back to back, it becomes repetitive and it slows the story down. And now we have, I dressed in my uniform, shoveled down a plate full of Mickey Mouse shaped pancakes, ... Now just look at what we have here on the page. We have two small paragraphs, and look at everything that we've been able to delete. And what have we really lost? Nothing. We've lost this voice in between that is just kind of setting things up, and we don't need that. This is really the heart of revision. Just kind of being ruthless and saying, what can I get rid of? The only way to know for sure, though, is just through trial and error, saying, what happens if I delete this? How does it read? If every line is presenting a new image or a new piece of information, you keep the story moving forward, you keep the movie playing in the reader's head.